Have you ever dreamt of stepping into a storybook? I mean, truly stepping into it, where the air you breathe is thick with history and every grain of sand holds a secret. Imagine yourself not as a mere visitor, but as a discoverer, an explorer on the cusp of uncovering a world that has been silent for millennia. This is the promise of Egypt, a land where the past is not just buried, but is a living, breathing presence waiting for the right person to come along and listen to its tales. It's a feeling that tingles on your skin, the thrill of knowing that beneath your feet lie the keys to unlocking the mysteries of pharaohs and queens, of empires and gods. It's an invitation to become part of a grand archaeological adventure, a personal quest into the very heart of antiquity. This isn't about just seeing the sights, it is about feeling them, about connecting with a civilization that shaped our world in countless ways. Think of the sun on your face, the same sun that warmed the skin of Tutankhamun and Cleopatra. Think of the gentle breeze carrying whispers from the Valley of the Kings, a place of profound silence and spectacular discovery. We are not just tourists here, we are time travelers, armed with curiosity and a longing to understand. Our journey is one of passion, a chance to peel back the layers of time with the care and reverence of an archaeologist, to find the human stories hidden within the monumental stones and the silent, watchful tombs that have guarded their secrets for so long. Our adventure begins where the ordinary ends. We leave behind the bustling crowds and the well-trodden paths to seek something far more profound, something personal. It is the dream of every adventurer to hold a piece of the past in their hands, to be the first to lay eyes on something that has been hidden from the world for thousands of years. This is the essence of our expedition, a chance to touch history, to walk in the footsteps of the great Howard Carter, and to feel that same surge of awe as you gaze upon wonders that have been sealed away from human sight. Let the desert winds call your name and the ancient stones guide your way. Your archaeological story is about to begin. The allure of Egypt is timeless because it speaks to the part of us that yearns for discovery and wonder. It's the ultimate treasure hunt, but the prize is not just gold or jewels. It is knowledge, connection, and a deeper understanding of humanity's incredible journey. So, pack your sense of adventure and your thirst for knowledge. Forget everything you thought you knew from textbooks and documentaries. We are about to embark on a real quest, a journey to unlock the secrets of the pharaohs, and in doing so, perhaps unlock a little of the undiscovered adventurer that lies within each of us. The sands are shifting, and the ancient world is ready to reveal itself. Our journey does not begin in a dusty archive or a crowded museum, but on the gentle, life-giving waters of the River Nile. Imagine a beautiful boat, a traditional dahabeah, with its magnificent white sails billowing in the warm breeze. This is not one of those colossal cruise ships bustling with hundreds of people. Oh no, this is something far more intimate and special. Our vessel is a floating haven, a private sanctuary for a small dedicated group of explorers. It is our base of operations, our library, and our dining room, all gliding gracefully along the same waters that have nourished Egypt since the dawn of civilization. From its polished wooden deck, we will watch the timeless scenes of river life unfold just as they have for centuries. As we drift south from Luxor, the modern world begins to melt away, replaced by the serene rhythm of the river. Fishermen in small feluccas cast their nets, children wave from the green, fertile banks, and the silhouette of ancient temples punctuates the horizon. This slow, deliberate pace is part of the magic. It allows us to acclimate, to shed the frantic energy of our daily lives and tune into the subtle frequencies of the past. Each evening, as the sun sets in a blaze of orange and purple, we will gather on deck to discuss our plans, poring over old maps and sharing stories of the pharaohs whose resting places we are about to seek. This is our expedition headquarters, and the river is our guide. The dahabeah grants us a unique advantage access. Its smaller size allows us to moor at secluded spots along the riverbank, places inaccessible to larger vessels. This means we can approach our destinations from unique angles, often arriving at dawn before anyone else, or staying until dusk when the golden light bathes the monuments in an ethereal glow. This exclusivity is the cornerstone of our adventure. We are not following a rigid itinerary. We are following whispers, clues, and the expert guidance of our onboard Egyptologist. Our boat is our key to unlocking a more personal, more authentic Egypt, far from the madding crowds and the predictable tourist trails. Life aboard our floating sanctuary is one of simple luxury and focused purpose. The crew, who know the river like the back of their hands, attend to our every need, preparing delicious meals from fresh local ingredients. The gentle rocking of the boat is a constant, soothing reminder that we are on a grand voyage. This is not just a mode of transport, it is an essential part of the experience, a bubble of tranquility and anticipation that carries us deeper and deeper into the heart of our archaeological quest. The Nile cradles us, preparing our minds and spirits for the profound discoveries that lie just beyond its verdant banks. Our first real taste of discovery comes not with a bang, but with a quiet, thrilling sense of purpose. We disembark at a remote stretch of the riverbank, where the green fields give way to the stark, sun-baked limestone cliffs of the Theban necropolis. This is the city of the dead, a vast and silent landscape dedicated to the afterlife. Our guide, a man whose knowledge of these hills is as deep as the tombs themselves, leads us away from the known entrances and towards a less assuming fissure in the rock face. It is a place that would be easily overlooked, a simple crack in the earth, sealed not with a grand door, but with rubble and the dust of ages. This, he explains, is what the original explorers looked for. The air grows still as we approach. There is a palpable sense of anticipation, a shared feeling that we are standing on the threshold of something truly momentous. Our team carefully begins to clear the debris, stone by stone, just as Howard Carter's workers did a century ago. Each rock removed feels like a turn of a key in a lock that has been sealed for 3,000 years. The work is slow, deliberate, and filled with a quiet reverence. We are not just digging, we are performing a delicate operation, unwrapping a precious gift that has been left for us by the past. The sun beats down, but no one complains or tires, for we are all captivated by the promise of what lies beyond this humble barrier. Then it happens. A small opening is created, just large enough to peer into. A wave of cool, musty air, untouched for millennia, washes over us. It is the scent of eternity, a perfume of dust, stone, and something else. Something ancient and sacred. Our guide shines a torch into the darkness, its beam cutting through the blackness like a sword. For a moment there is only silence as our eyes adjust. And then, a collective gasp. The torchlight catches something within the void, something that glimmers, something that shines with an otherworldly light. It is the unmistakable glint of gold, a silent testament to the treasures that lie within this hidden chamber. That single moment is worth the entire journey. It is a moment of pure, unadulterated discovery, a feeling that few people in the world will ever get to experience. We have found it. We have found a doorway not just into a tomb, but into another time. The excitement is almost overwhelming, yet it is tempered by a profound sense of awe and responsibility. We are the first to look upon this scene in thousands of years. The pharaoh, nobleman, or priest who was laid to rest here has been waiting, and we are his first visitors. The key has been turned, the lock has been opened, and the kingdom of the dead is about to welcome us in. Taking a deep breath, we prepare to enter. The opening is widened just enough for us to pass through one by one, a symbolic passage from the world of the living to the world of the dead. The descent is down a steep, narrow staircase carved directly out of the living rock. The steps are worn and uneven, and we move slowly, our hands brushing against the cool, smooth walls. The air grows cooler and drier with every step, and the sounds of the outside world fade away until all we can hear is the soft shuffle of our own feet and the beating of our own hearts. It feels as if we are descending not just into the earth, but into the very fabric of time itself. As we reach the bottom of the staircase, we find ourselves in a small antechamber. Our torches cast dancing shadows across the walls, revealing the first hints of the wonders to come. The space is not empty. It is filled with the ghostly outlines of funerary objects. There are ornate chests, alabaster jars, and the disassembled parts of a golden chariot, all left here to serve the deceased in the next life. It is a scene of arrested motion, as if the ancient undertakers had just stepped out for a moment and would be back any second to finish their work. The dust of millennia lies like a soft blanket over everything, preserving it in a perfect state of stillness. From this first room, a sealed doorway blocks our path, plastered and stamped with the intricate seals of the necropolis guardians, a jackal and 9 captives. These seals are a clear sign that the tomb has remained undisturbed, a time capsule waiting for us. With the utmost care, our team makes a small breach in the top left corner of the doorway, just as Carter did. This moment is electric with anticipation. We are reenacting one of the most famous scenes in archaeological history, But this time, it is our own discovery, our own story. The suspense is almost unbearable as we wait for the opening to be large enough to see what lies beyond. Then, the moment arrives. A candle is passed through the opening to test for foul gases, its flame flickering steadily in the ancient air. Our guide peers through the hole, and for a long moment, he is utterly silent. We wait, holding our breath, until he finally turns back to us, his eyes wide with an emotion that is beyond words. "Yes," he whispers, his voice trembling with an almost spiritual awe. "Wonderful things." With those words, he steps aside, allowing each of us to take a turn and have our own private, breathtaking glimpse into the pharaoh's eternal home, a chamber filled with the glimmer and gleam of gold. Stepping fully into the burial chamber is like entering another universe. The air itself feels different, heavy with the weight of unspoken stories and sacred rituals. Every surface of the room, from the floor to the soaring ceiling, is covered in the most magnificent and intricate decorations imaginable. The walls are not merely painted, they are alive with a vibrant tapestry of hieroglyphs and divine imagery, their colors as bright and vivid as if they were applied only yesterday. Deep blues, rich reds, and brilliant yellows leap out from the darkness, telling the story of the tomb's occupant and their perilous journey through the underworld to achieve eternal life. It is an overwhelming feast for the eyes, a library of the soul written in a language of gods and symbols. We move slowly, following the narrative that unfolds across the walls. Here, we see the deceased standing before Osiris, the great judge of the dead, his heart being weighed against the feather of Maat, the goddess of truth and justice. If his heart is light and free from sin, he will be granted passage to the afterlife. If it is heavy, it will be devoured by the fearsome monster Ammit, and his soul will be lost forever. These are not just pictures, they are a profound expression of the ancient Egyptians' deepest beliefs, hopes, and fears about what lies beyond death. Each scene is rendered with incredible skill and care, a testament to the artisans who labored in these dark chambers by the light of oil lamps. Our guide helps us to decipher the whispers from the walls, translating the elegant hieroglyphic texts that accompany the images. We learn the name of the tomb's owner, a high priest named Khnum, who served during the reign of Amenhotep II. The inscriptions tell us of his life, his titles, his family, and his devotion to the gods. It is an autobiography written in stone, a personal message sent across a chasm of 35 centuries. We see him hunting in the marshes, overseeing the temple granaries, and being rewarded by the pharaoh himself. Suddenly, he is no longer just a mummy or a historical figure. He is a man, with a life, a career, and a legacy he desperately wanted to preserve. The ceiling above us is a breathtaking map of the night sky, painted a deep celestial blue and dotted with thousands of golden stars. It represents the heavens, the final destination for the justified soul. As we gaze up at it, we are sharing the exact same view that Khnum intended for himself, a vision of eternity. The silence in the tomb is profound, broken only by the soft sound of our breathing. It is a sacred space, and we are privileged guests. The walls do more than just decorate, they speak. They tell a story of faith, life, and the universal human desire for immortality, connecting us directly to the mind of a man who lived and died so very long ago. While the walls tell the story of the soul, the objects filling the chamber tell the story of a life. As our eyes adjust to the dazzling spectacle, we begin to take in the sheer abundance of the funerary treasures piled around us. This is the source of the golden glimmer we first saw from the passageway. Gilded couches carved in the shape of sacred animals, lions, cows, and hippos, stand ready to provide rest for the spirit. Ornate wooden chests, inlaid with ivory and precious stones, are filled with linens, perfumes, and personal trinkets. Everything a person could possibly need or want in the afterlife is here, preserved in stunning detail and craftsmanship. It is a king's ransom, but its true value is not in the gold, but in the history it holds. We move with extreme care, navigating a path through this beautiful, chaotic collection of artifacts. In one corner, a set of 4 golden canopic jars catches the light, their stoppers carved into the heads of the 4 sons of Horus. These vessels would have held Khnum's preserved internal organs, each protected by a specific deity for his journey. Nearby, a stunning pectoral necklace lies on the lid of a chest, a masterpiece of cloison work depicting a scarab beetle pushing the sun disk, a powerful symbol of rebirth. Each object is a work of art, But more than that, it is a tool, a piece of magical equipment designed to ensure a successful transition to the next world. Among the larger items, we find smaller, more personal effects that offer an intimate glimpse into Khenamun's life. There is a beautifully crafted Senate board, an ancient game of strategy, its pieces still set up as if in the middle of a match. Perhaps he hoped to challenge the gods to a game. We find his scribal palette, the tools of his trade, with the dried remains of black and red ink still visible in the wells. These humble objects bring him to life more than any golden shrine. They remind us that this powerful priest was also a man who enjoyed games, who took pride in his work, and who had hobbies and passions just as we do today. The centerpiece of this entire collection, standing against the far wall, is a series of nested golden shrines. Inside these, we know, lies the sarcophagus, and within that, the mummy of Khenamun himself. We do not open it. Our purpose here is not to disturb the dead, but to learn from them. The sight of the shrine is enough. It is a powerful and humbling reminder of the immense effort, wealth, and faith that the ancient Egyptians invested in death. It was not an end for them, but a glorious new beginning, and this chamber, with its glittering treasures and sacred texts, was the eternal vessel built to carry a single soul safely to the shores of paradise. Every tomb tells a story, but some hold chapters that have never been read before. In a small adjoining chamber, almost an afterthought to the grand burial hall, we make a discovery that rewrites a small piece of history. The walls in here are not as finely decorated. The paintings are simpler, more like sketches. Our guide explains that this room was likely for Khenamun's wife, Merit, who died unexpectedly before her own tomb could be prepared. The inscriptions here tell her story, not as a mere consort, but as a person of influence and importance in her own right. She was a chantress of Amun, a powerful and respected position for a woman at the time. The hieroglyphs tell a tale of love and partnership. One poignant scene shows Khenamun and Merit sitting together, holding hands, their faces turned towards each other with expressions of clear affection. This is unusually intimate for formal tomb art, which typically portrays figures in a more stiff and symbolic manner. Below the image, a line of text reads, "His beloved, the companion of his heart, who cools his spirit with her sweet voice." It is a beautiful and deeply personal tribute, a declaration of love intended to last for all eternity. It shows a side of ancient Egyptian life that is rarely seen, the personal bonds that connected people just as they do today. As we examine the contents of this smaller room, we find Merit's personal possessions. There is a delicate mirror with a handle shaped like a papyrus stalk, a box of cosmetic kohl for lining her eyes, and several beautiful necklaces made of faience beads and carnelian. But the most touching discovery is a collection of small clay figures. They are not the usual shabby dolls meant to work for the deceased in the afterlife. Instead, they appear to be figures of musicians, a harpist, a lute player, and a flutist. These, our guide speculates, were meant to accompany Merit so she could continue her sacred musical duties for the gods in the next world, a testament to her identity and passion. This discovery of Merit's story adds a new and profound layer to our understanding of the tomb. It is no longer just the resting place of a powerful priest. It is a monument to a partnership, a shared life, and a love that was meant to transcend death itself. It is a reminder that these grand monuments were built for real people, with complex emotions and relationships. Finding Merit's story, hidden away in this quiet chamber, feels like our most exclusive and important discovery. We have not just uncovered treasures, we have uncovered a human connection, a love story etched in stone that has waited thousands of years to be told again. Emerging from the cool darkness of the tomb back into the bright Egyptian sunlight is a disorienting experience. For a few hours, we were completely immersed in another time, another world. Blinking in the brilliant light, the desert landscape around us seems different, charged with a new significance. The silent cliffs no longer look like mere rock formations. They are a library, and we have just read one of its most secret and beautiful books. The experience leaves an indelible mark on the soul. It is one thing to see these artifacts behind glass in a museum, but it is another thing entirely to see them in situ, exactly where their owners left them, filled with purpose and meaning. This adventure connects us to the pharaohs and their people in a way that nothing else can. By walking through their sacred spaces, reading their words, and seeing the objects they cherished, we bridge the vast gap of time that separates us. We have felt the same cool air, seen the same stars on the ceiling, and understood the same hopes for eternity. Amun and Merit are no longer abstract names from a distant past. We know the story of their love, the pride he took in his work, and the passion she had for her music. They have become real to us, and in that moment of connection, history comes alive. The exclusivity of this journey is what makes such a profound connection possible. By venturing off the beaten path, we were able to experience the tomb in silence and solitude, allowing its atmosphere to work its magic on us. There were no crowds, no queues, no distractions. It was just us and the past, engaged in a quiet, intimate dialogue. This kind of personal encounter with history is a rare privilege, a unique opportunity to feel like a true discoverer. It changes your perspective forever, transforming you from a spectator into a participant in the ongoing story of human exploration and our quest for understanding. Uncovering these wonders is not about possession or glory. It is about preservation and legacy. We have had the honor of being the first to witness this sealed history in millennia, and with that comes the responsibility to protect it. Our findings will be carefully documented, studied, and preserved so that future generations can also learn from Amun and Merit. We have become part of their story, the latest link in an unbroken chain of discovery that stretches back to the ancient Egyptians themselves and forward into the future. We have touched eternity, and it has touched us back. As our dahabeah gently turns and begins its journey back down the Nile, a sense of deep contentment settles over us. The adventure may be drawing to a close, but the thrill of what we have experienced will last a lifetime. Egypt's past is not a finite resource that can be used up. For every tomb that has been found, countless others surely remain hidden, sleeping beneath the golden sands, each one holding a new story, a new secret, a new connection waiting to be made. The desert is vast, and its capacity for wonder is infinite. The allure of this ancient land does not fade after a single discovery. It only grows stronger. This journey has shown us why Egypt continues to capture the imagination of the world. It is a land of epic stories, of monumental ambition, and of a profound and enduring belief in the power of the human spirit to triumph over death. The pharaohs built for eternity, and in a way, they succeeded. Their world is still here, waiting for those with the patience and passion to look for it. The excitement of archaeology lies in this constant possibility of discovery, the knowledge that the next great find could be lying just inches beneath your feet, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. So I invite you to dream. Dream of your own expedition, your own dahabeah gliding along the Nile. Dream of the sun on your face as you stand before a hidden crevice in the Valley of the Kings. Dream of that heart-stopping moment when you peer into the darkness and see the first glint of gold. This is not just a fantasy, it is a possibility. The allure of Egypt is a call to the adventurer in all of us, a challenge to look beyond the surface and seek a deeper connection with our shared human story. The past is not dead and gone, it is simply waiting to be rediscovered. Let the whispers from the sands of time call to you. Let the mystery of the hieroglyphs and the glimmer of forgotten treasures inspire you. Egypt's hidden past is a story that is still being written, and there are still so many empty pages waiting to be filled. Perhaps one day, it will be your hand that brushes the dust from a long-lost name, your eyes that first gaze upon a pharaoh's treasure, and your heart that feels the incredible, unbroken link to a world of wonder. The greatest archaeological adventure is the one that is still waiting for you.